Cairo recently turned 18. Her parents like to go abroad, which is why she lives alone in a big house. Only literature does not let you get bored. She has one dream: to become loved. And something new is going to happen in her life today. She will be able to meet a writer like herself, Jonathan's teacher. He found inspiration in this remote town. Cairo comes to class before everyone else. This surprises Jonathan, and he asks where she lives. They tell each other about their lives. Jonathan is amazed that Cairo has read the entire curriculum. Cairo jokingly replies that she likes it tougher. Then Vinny comes into the office and takes her friend away to talk. While they're gone, Jonathan looks at Kara's books. Boris distracts him. He immediately realized that Jonathan was reading the girl's book, as its plot was very vulgar. Guys wouldn't read that. Under the circumstances, Cairo likes to read a book written by Jonathan. He lives with his wife Beatrice. She's a writer too. He tells her that her student is reading his book. The duo starts dancing, but they are distracted by a call from Emmy. A new day is coming. The teachers are relaxing, sitting on a bench, and drinking coffee. Boris wonders if there are ghosts in the forest. A second later, Kara comes out of the woods and walks right up to the teachers. Boris offers cookies, but Jonathan can't take his eyes off Cairo. A little later, Vinny tries to get Boris's attention. She bluntly says that she is interested in their communication. Kara calls her crazy. After school, friends gather together. Kara admits that it is difficult for her to find a topic for a future book. Vinny suggests reliving a moment that will help in writing the topic. For example, intrigues with teachers. The problem is that none of them had a serious relationship. Vinny wants her first date to be with Boris. Kara should also understand that Mr. Jonathan looks at her in a special way. But Cairo denies everything. She spends the rest of the day reading Jonathan's book, and during class they can't take their eyes off each other. Jonathan asks her to visit him after class, and Kara has the same desire in her head to get all his attention. A little later, Jonathan decides to dance a little, but he is distracted by Kara. She promises not to reveal his hobbies to anyone. Jonathan suggests going to a poetry club. Maybe something will surprise her. He read her latest work, and he really liked it. Kara burns with shame and explains what her work was about. Jonathan wants her to write a story in the style of her favorite author. Kara accepts the assignment, adding that she has read his book in full, after which she repeats some phrases that she liked the most. Jonathan doesn't even know what to say to him. Kara breaks the awkward pause and apologizes. Suddenly, Vinny comes into the office and the duo ends the conversation. Today, the teachers and Beatrice visit the cafe, and Vinny works there. Boris makes fun of the girl, and Beatrice wonders how beautiful the girl who has read his book is. He replies that she is very smart and unique. Beatrice decides to declare that Jonathan is not a writer. He chose to work as a teacher. He didn't write another book after that day. Tomorrow, Cairo is attending a writing club. She feels that this day will be very significant for her. Jonathan is glad to see her. A guy comes on stage and reads his work. Jonathan listens to him attentively, but Kara looks exclusively at Jonathan. Tomorrow she brings coffee to the teachers. Boris shares his cookies. Kara doesn't understand why Boris makes such delicious cookies, but she doesn't tell anyone about it. He could sell it. Vinny will be able to make a logo. The girl stopped by Jonathan's place today. He tells me that he is going to go on vacation with his wife. Vinny sees how the Mila duo communicates with each other. And when the teachers come out, she suggests that Cairo make the first move and seduce Jonathan. Boris interrupts their conversation. He decided to sell cookies. Vinny quickly joins their team. All she needs is his number. That afternoon, Kara called Jonathan. He promises her that he will stop by her place before leaving. Kara argues that when love is real, it is quiet and inevitable. A couple of hours later, Jonathan arrives at Cairo. She leaves the house dressed in a white dress. All Jonathan can do is stand and watch as she walks towards him. Kara stops and asks to come to her. Jonathan is still standing still. And then Cairo takes the first step, followed by a kiss. When he returned home, he kept getting messages from Cairo. Beatrice is annoyed by the notification. This forces Jonathan to go to the barn. There he begins to read Cairo's new book. He gets carried away and imagines that they are the main character. Unable to resist, he does the dirty deed. A new day is coming. Kara notices Jonathan's strange behavior. She asks what happened to him. Jonathan replies that she needs to choose a new author. She claims that he asked her to write a book about a topic she knows. Jonathan asks if she really knows this. Kara replies that it's them. Seeing how he is swept away, Kara calls it about to similar people who reject social restrictions. Jonathan still thinks this book is too mature. Kara is sure he's too scared. They're not strangers anymore. Jonathan tries to explain that she is his student and he is a teacher. Kara still wants recognition that the job is good. It's just that Jonathan doesn't want to admit it. And he calls Jonathan redundant, but without ambition. He could be much better, but right now he's irresponsible. Before she leaves her story in the mailbox for the administration. Friends meet in the evening. Vinny asks if she likes Jonathan. Kara calls it an imitation of sushi from a gas station, but she loves it anyway. At this time, Beatrice finds out what his student wrote, but he won't admit who the story was written about. Beatrice manages to persuade her to talk about the work. Kara suggests that Vinny write to Boris. That's what she does. He came to visit Jonathan's family. Beatrice notices Boris texting someone, but he won't tell her who it is. The conversation begins to turn in a different direction, and Boris puts the phone away. Jonathan got a call from the administration and was accused of having an inappropriate relationship with Cairo, but he denies everything. He understands that if she manages to prove that they had something, he could lose his job. Beatrice adds that she is not only working, and asks to tell the truth. Jonathan swears that nothing happened. Tomorrow, Kara is skipping classes. Winnie looks very confused. She tries to make Jonathan feel guilty, but he looks as cold as possible. Later, Kara comes to the director and describes their adventures. Jonathan has to defend himself. He was lucky that their stories matched. To the final question, Kara replies that nothing has happened that she would not like. Obviously, Jonathan doesn't know what she said, and he's very confused by the question. During recess, Boris realizes that Jonathan has fallen in love with Karira. He's unlucky that he can't see the line that shouldn't be crossed. That's why he got into this mess. Upon returning home, Beatrice asks her questions. Beatrice doesn't believe his lies. Jonathan couldn't deny that a spark had passed between them and Kara. That was the last straw. Beatrice is going to file for divorce. Vinny comes to Cairo and asks her not to harm Jonathan. It will ruin his life. Just to get revenge for him rejecting her, Vinny will stand up for Jonathan and tell him that Kara is lying. She quickly replies that Vinny won't be able to do it. She has dirt on her and Boris. When Kara finished writing a book about her and Jonathan, the movie ends. Write in the comments how you rate this movie, or just suggest something interesting. Thank you all for watching. See you soon. Bye.